It don't happen again, oh my good people. Oh, they gonna hear this original message where they come from the Finland based lawyer and politician in Finland. Where in name be MSG Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Biafra in exile. I beg you, make on get ready because after this referendum, he will acquire some land or a piece of land there or some location there. We all are moving to Finland. Niger, our new country there. Since Niger, everything there now. Maybe we will have a capital of Biafra in Finland. And then the state will be in Nigeria, in Biafra land. It go good though. At least person go far away to say in capital. You go fly like how many hours? You know, either you enter business line or you enter first class. Economy, no, we cannot enter economy. Anyway, my wonderful people, make gonna hear this one. Oh, this one is coming from MSG Simon Ekpa. He said that I quote, he sent Obonga one, can't give all the whole oil companies where they for we Obodo Biafra land. Say, why are they not observing the sit at home that is being orchestrated by him and is being enforced by the enforcers in the southeastern region of the country? I'm seeing how he will carry this thing out. And as he say, no give fear. I beg you, send your men now. May they go to that oil company. May they go Buopam. Brother, even if say that federal government, they sponsor you, they will locate you anywhere where you day. Where did they get money? Where did they share every day for National Assembly? Now I want to go put your hand. Don't try more. I beg you, my people, you get one message. Welcome to my comment section. The guy said, I'm belittling the people of Abakaliki and the people of Enugu State. I beg my people, do not misunderstand me and do not misquote what I said. Because how can I be belittling the people of Abakaliki and the people of Enugu State? My mother is from Udi, local government area in Enugu State. So why must I do a thing like that? In her grave, she will not be happy with me. So please do not quote me out of context. According to English man, I don't belittle anybody. You understand me? I'm only trying to state the obvious of what is happening. Not that I'm belittling my own people. Because do not begin to comment now. Begin to make troubles over nothing. Making cases over nothing. You are there. Fuel, they want to increase fuel now to almost 750 naira, 800 naira. It didn't say it. It didn't make problem. Look at the exchange rate now. It's almost going to $1 for 1,000 naira. He didn't do anything. He didn't contest. He didn't protest. He didn't even write any comment in any of all these places. But now for where I dey now, on all of them, they get power. Say, they talk anyhow. Come, Simon Ekpa, no, they talk anyhow. You know, be human being. I be waiting the difference between me and Simon Ekpa. We all are activists. It depends on how the way you channel your own. So, Biko, I'm going to minute a week. You get the point now. He shock you, Abi. I don't say it go shock you. Anyway, back on I hear this headline. Simon Ekpa warns oil companies against ignoring sit-at-home order. And they get another Obonga headline where we say, since I saw this headline, I shake my head. I said, my man, this contraption called Nigeria can never work in any way. Make on I see what in the happen. Shebina US the demand for extradition of Abba Kyari when he was indicted by Hush Puppy, and they refused to extradite him, or they go and plan and say, oh, he have a drug case. Before you know it, Pachecom, they arrest him. Now, Abba Kyari have been in his luxury home, enjoying, and they tell us he stay at, what do they call it, Kuje prison. And I say, remember that the same Nigeria that refused to extradite Abba Kyari, but traveled all the way to Kenya to forcibly extradite Martin Nnamdi Kanu, is now extraditing two of our boys. I don't know, maybe they are from either from Delta State, because I'm very, very sure that Ogwash is somewhere around Delta. According to the name I had here, it said Samuel Ogoshi. It's either from Delta or from Rivers State. But they will never pass within that territory. Do you people know that these kids they are minors? So they were arrested, Samuel Ogoshi and his brother Samson, since December of 2022, accusing them of something of sexual extortion, does all this kind of thing. I can't even read the news, but I just want to read the headline because of the content of the very news, and I don't want YouTube to warn me. You understand me? Because all this kind of thing, I'm not into that news. What I'm doing is politics and the rest of them. EFCC trying to extradite these two brothers to US. They have even started the process in Ikeja High Court, Lagos. And I asked, does it mean that this Nigeria is being made for some kind of some set of people? If that is so, why can't you people just come out, make it boldly on the national television that this set of people is not needed in Nigeria, so that they will find their country elsewhere, than to be forcing everybody that we must stay together, but the laws of this, whether international or locally, is still working on some part. It's not working on some part. So the same US now, they want to extradite these guys to. Accepted, okay, they made the request for the extradition, and Nigeria accepted to extradite them. They have started the process. So if these guys now do not have a good lawyer, they will extradite them that today, and they go there to face 20 years imprisonment. But if they refuse to extradite Abba Kyari, until today, US does not say anything, simply because US have entered Nigeria, and they are the second country now that is making Nigeria try, that want to kill Nigeria to the last bus stop. The assumption of office of Muhammadu Buhari, hand of US, is there. I watched the documentary from a white man that they put this guy there, knowing fully well that he is in control of the White House, Washington DC, and that is why Muhammadu Buhari, a general, retired, is what? Is very light in tackling Boko Haram, because Boko Haram is being sponsored from the White House, according to the white man. I listened to his interview yesterday, and I shake my head. I say, what? That is why a general cannot even give a single order, a single marching order to all the military we have in Nigeria. Now, another one has replaced him, and this one is also being controlled from the US. Could you people remember that a lot of organizations, even including the organizations in the US owned by white people, they have been asking the FBI to release the criminal documents, a big criminal track, all the so-called president of Nigeria committed when he was leading the US, both the forfeiture of the 460, how he manipulates some other things, where he said he works, where he don't work at, and other criminal records he have in the US. Do you know that these people refused and said that they will release these documents based on till August 2026, when we are still in 2023. After 2026, then the next one is 2027 election, and here we contest for the second time. Do you know that? So I wonder why they refused. David Hundeyin have requested from the FBI, even to the extent of hiring a lawyer and the local court there, and they refused to grant him the permission to get the file of our so-called president. What are they hiding? Simply because they knows everything that will disqualify this man from standing or even contesting in the first place, or even assuming office before that May 29. They refuse to release it. And tomorrow, that same US will come out and tell us that they are respecter of democracy. Democracy my foot. I said it without no atom of regret. Democracy my foot. US and other Western allies have been killing all the African countries, and no one dares do anything about it. When we speak, they will look for us to kill. Anyway, my wonderful people, my viewers and subscribers, please make gonna try to share this message so that it will get to every news and crannies. It will also get to all the oil companies in the southeastern part of the country, that Egba, the prime minister, he don't give marching order, say make them obey, sit at home. If not, he go close down the oil companies. So make gonna take this message, give them the prime minister have spoken. I message like a pass, I don't pass the message the way give me Egba. This one now Punch newspaper, I carry them early this morning. And if this one they carry fake news, make gonna tell me. So this EFCC extradite brothers to US over Bekus or over knacking extortion. Let me use that word. Over knacking extortion. They use knacking extortion of whatever, all this anyway, that's not sorry for another day, please. May I don't go use my hand and committee. Make gonna see what in the happen. Naira nears 1,000 naira per dollar, raises concerns amid CBN probe. We have another situation at hand here. World richest men, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, take a top of support in the latest world richest ranking. I mean, people will get money pass. These few people, they're on top of it. Now, story where we go tell on, where we come back. Alex Oti don't order so say made them demolish over 150 buildings in Omaya for Osa Road construction or be reconstruction. Okay, no sabi because every this thing, every state get their own map. If you build at the wrong way, my dear brothers, even if you take 50 years or 100 years, when the right person come to check the map of the very country, if your house stay on the wrong place, my dear brother, you will lose it too because you're supposed to be warned or you're supposed to check with the local government and the map of your state to know which one is a federal road, state road, and the local road. Niger Republic, United States again don't call President Tinubu, advises him on next step. Everything they are fighting because of the uranium in Niger Republic, as if they have the interest of the poor masses in that very country. Niger, that is one of the richest countries. What Nigeria have is the same thing with Niger. Everything Nigeria have, Nigeria have is in quantum, but they are considered to be among the rich, the poorest in the world, not in Africans, among the poorest in the world, with all the oils, uranium in that very particular country. France have killed all the Francophone countries they colonized. They colonized them. They told them they have give them independence, but today they still control 95% of their GDP and also whatever mineral resources that God have given to them. Only 5% is what all these countries are using in their own country. That is why you see the country is very, very poor. Niger Republic, okay. White House don't call Tinubu. Maybe they don't give him say, Oga will make you go invade these people. Otherwise, we go use the judicial to unseat you. That is why Baba is running up and down. Try to see any that way he go see so that he go stabilize and he stay. Because as he stand now, he be like say his one leg is up, one is down. Nobody know what the judiciary will decide tomorrow. The judiciary might decide say, my dear brother, don't try in this age to at least my children and my children. They go see enjoy, make they go, and they go give the the judgment based on opposition party. So that is why you see our Baba they run up and down. That is why they try anything possible to make sure say he go sanctify or legalize in his state, because as he stand now, you never know what will happen next. Video. So you think it is acceptable to call Buhari government a failure, according to Aisha Yusuf, last National Security Advisor Malam Nuhu Ribadu. Labour Party chairmanship, we are aware of P2B Abure's capacity to tamper with the court ruling. A Papa faction reacts. Rufai Oseni loses home training with a female colleague at Lagos studio. Well, my wonderful people, please let's go to the reason why we are here. We are starting our news from the warning ECPA is given to all the oil companies in the southeastern part of the country. So make sure try to like the message, comment, subscribe, and also do what? Share it to your family and friends. They need to know what is happening. The self-acclaimed leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOAB Simon Ekpa, has warned the oil-producing companies operating in the southeast, ignoring the Monday sit-at-home order. Ekpa urged the companies to disregard information circulating that the sit-at-home order has been called off. In a video shared on his X, that is formerly known as Twitter handle, he warned that oil companies heeding the false claims of the sit-at-home cancellation and resuming operations will face severe consequences. He said the only authority recognized by the Biafra people to make a decision is the Biafran government in exile. Hey, wahala. Biafran government in exile. Hey, exile. You dey in exile and making order for people who are not in exile. Hey, God. The gullibles have tough eyes. Go to school, he say no. Anything where this scammer tell you, you go agree. Anyway, let us continue. I beg no be me talk am. Now so they talk am for the news. They say according to Ifeanyi Ejiofor, he say he's a serial fraudster. No me talk am. So make una know they bash me. He, however, added that the sit-at-home order will not be cut off until their demands are met. He said the demands include the release of Nnamdi Kanu and other conditions for the autonomy of the Biafran territories. Good afternoon, good morning, Biafrans all over the world, according to the news. This particular message goes to the oil producing companies in the world operating within Biafran countries from Shell down to the lowest. This one is coming from Simon Ekpa. Our attention has been drawn to the fact that the expelled criminals in the Biafran movement are circulating to oil companies that there is nothing like sit at home. I want to put it as a warning. Every oil company in the Biafra territory, the only government that is operational, functional, and that is legit, and to which the Biafran people are loyal to, is the Biafran government in exile, to which I am the Prime Minister. I beg, Prime Minister, come back to Nigeria, stop hiding. You have the power as a Prime Minister of over 70 million people. Nobody will do you anything. If they try it, the Commonwealth, the ECOWAS, the African Union, the United Nations, UK and the US, even Germany, all of them will gather and said, no, they must release you. We have not called off any sit at home. We have not cancelled the sit at home. We have not gotten our freedom. Nnamdi Kanu has not been released. The demand in the letter we wrote to you people has not been met. If anybody comes to you to tell you that the sit at home has been cancelled and you start operation, I swear with the spirit of those that died in the 60s, that from that day you will not be able to produce or exploit any oil in the Biafra land again. So if anybody, we are going to face all of you from A to Z because of the money you are projecting into the economy of Nigeria that they are using to buy arms and jets to come to bombard us. So we are going to stop them by stopping you, according to Simon Ekpa. We have not gotten you, we are not gotten to you that, gotten to you, but we are coming. So that I am trying to say, say here is that the Biafran government has not cancelled the sit at home. The sit at home continues until the demands in all our letters are met. Tomorrow being Monday, the oil producing companies, you must make sure you shut down the production until the 18th of this month. And every Monday, sit at home. If you open, you are going to have the Biafran people to contend with. We own the land, not you. You are exploiting oil from our land. We own it. You don't own the oil and you don't own the land. You may have the contract, an agreement with the Nigerian government, and that is still under review, according to Simon Ekpa. Naira nears 1,000 naira per dollar, raises alarm or concerns amid CBN probe. Nigeria's currency has continued to experience free fall against the dollar 2 months after the Central Bank of Nigeria floating of Naira, a decision that has further worsened the woes of Africa's largest economy in March. From 14 June, when the CBN liberalized the forex market, till date, the country's currency has continued to slump against the dollar from 750 naira $1 at a parallel market known as a black market to 950 naira per dollar on Monday, August 14, 2023. The situation became more worrisome as the gap between the official window and the parallel market widened with a differential of 181 naira, defeating the essence of CBN floating of the naira. The ongoing probe of the Apex Bank by a special investigator, Jim Obazi, appointed by the Bola Tinubu, may have worsened the depreciation of naira, according to experts familiar with the sector. Wahala no dey finish. Details from the CBN 7 years consolidated financial statements released last week showed a combined indebtedness of $7.5 billion to JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, with a foreign reserve of $33.88 billion. This is part of the reasons the forex crisis has lingered, Prof. Uche Owaleke, an economist, stated. But the acting CBN governor, Folashodun Sonobi, blamed undocumented forex remittance and the unregulated parallel market for the woes of the sector. Consequently, the country's economy, which heavily depends on fuel, continues to bleed from the forex crisis. For instance, the oil marketers have dropped a hint of a further hike in petrol pump prices as a reflection of the soaring price of dollar on the on daily basis, on daily demands. That would affect the masses still struggling to cope with the July fuel increment occasioned by the petrol subsidy removal since June. Speaking with the Daily Post exclusively on Monday, the president of the Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria, Aminu Badabe, said its members cannot be blamed for the ongoing crisis in the forex market. He blamed the prevalence of unlicensed online platforms operating in different jurisdictions without standardized regulations, capturing diaspora remittance, and denying the official market. According to him, the recent happenings in the sector have further brought the need for CBN to have its members pick up agents of diaspora remittance to block loopholes and stem the forex crisis. The revelation of the Apex Bank on diversion of diaspora remittance has vindicated our long-time advocacy to make the BDCs pick up agents of diaspora remittance to block the loopholes that the CBN is bringing to the forefront. To make diaspora remittance inflows into the official market, the BDCs should be made the sole agents of diaspora remittance and break the monopoly of the Agency of International Money Transfer Operators. What we have now is the prevalence of unlicensed online application platforms and fintech that operate in different jurisdictions without standardized regulation, capturing diaspora remittance and denying the official market, he stated. Also, Edakolo Bolade, Chief Executive Officer of SD&D Capital Management, said the continual naira decline could be attributed to the reduction in forex inflows into the economy, resulting in foreign currency scarcity. The federal government needs to critically examine the policy and ensure that the CBN monitors the implementation of the policy. This uncertainty in this sector has contributed to rise inflation and rising high cost of living, he stated. World richest men, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, take top spot in latest ranking. The full list is below. South African-born business magnate and investor Elon Musk again has been ranked as the #1 richest man in the whole world. Niger News reports that Musk is the founder, chairman, chief executive officer, and the chief technology officer of SpaceX, angel investor, CEO, and the product architect of Tesla Incorporated. He also is the CEO of the micro-blogging platform Twitter, popularly known as X. Musk, according to the latest release by the World Statistics, is currently worth $224 billion. He is as well the founder of the Boring Company and the co-founder of Neuralink and OpenAI and the president of Musk Foundation. According to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, he has an estimated net worth of $239 billion as of July 2023 and $248.8 billion according to Forbes. While Bernard Arnault is rated second on the list with an estimated worth of $191 billion, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos came third as the world's richest man with $163 billion respectively. Arnault is a French business magnate, investor, and art collector. He is the founder, chairman, and chief executive of LVMH, Moet, Hennessy, Louis Vuitton, the world's largest luxury goods company, Niger News reports. Bill Gates, on the other hand, came forward with a list with $130 billion. Gates is an American billionaire business magnate, investor, and philanthropist. He is a co-founded the software giant Microsoft along with his childhood friend Paul Allen. Fifth on the top 5 richest men is Larry Ellison, whose worth is estimated to be $127 billion. Others in the ranking include Warren Buffett, over $120 billion, Larry Page, $117 billion, Steve Ballmer, $112 billion, Serge Brin, $111 billion, Mark Zuckerberg, $110 billion, Mukesh Ambani, $96.4 billion, Carlos Slim, $92.2 billion, Francis Bettencourt Meyers, $90.6 billion, Amencio Ortega have over $74.2 billion, Jim Wharton have $73 billion, Rob Wharton have $71 billion, Alice Wharton have $70 billion. Make us see family. Charles Cooch, $65.2 billion. Julia Flasher Cooch, $65.2 billion. Two brothers. Gautam Adani, $63.9 billion. Zhong Shanshen, this one is Chinese, $63.5 billion. Michael Dell, $62.4 billion. John Mars, $56.1 billion, and many more. This one, na people where they control the affairs of the world. This one is maybe you can call them a G5 or G15 or G9. But na them, they decide what happens in the world. Hey, while I know they finish you. Alex Oti ordered demolition of over 150 buildings in Omaya for Osa road reconstruction. The government of Abia State, led by Governor Alex Choma Oti, has ordered the demolition of not fewer than 150 buildings to allow for the reconstruction of the Osaga Road in Omaya, the state capital. Details of the project were given on Monday, August 14, by the Commissioner for Information and Culture, Oke Kano, Niger News reports. According to him, the Abia State government will soon commence the payment of compensation to the owners of the structures marked for demolition before the reconstruction work begins. While noting that the government is determined to expand the Umuahia Road by one more lane on either side, Kano said it has been holding consultations with the property owners on both sides of the major road to Umuahia off Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway. Niger News report that Kano disclosed this at a news briefing on the outcome of the State Executive Council meeting at the Government House, Umuahia. He said that the decision to expand the road from our 4 to 6 lanes was to ease traffic and enhance the aesthetics of the state capital, Umuahia. Again, he said that there was no going back on the project adding that demolition, which ought to begin on Monday, was shifted by 3 weeks. The commissioner said that the consultations between the government and the committee affected by the project were still ongoing and had yielded good results. Kanu noted that the notice on how much compensation to pay to the owners of the marked structures will be made public soon. On his part, the Commissioner for Lands and Housing, Chaka Chukwumerije, said that the structures marked for demolition on the Osa Road had been enumerated and evaluated. Chukwumerije said that the compensations would be paid in tranches. He said that the essence of postponing the demolition date was to give the affected persons enough time to relocate, pointing out that the government was not in a hurry to demolish but to develop. Niger Republic, United States of America from White House don call Tinubu, advises him on what next to do. The United States and all the economic community of West African states, ECOWAS, led by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to apply more pressure in the Niger Republic situation. Apply more pressure. How many pressure have people applied between Russia and Ukraine? Only Africa that they get power. But I just want to use NATO to scatter that country now so that everybody will go back to his home. Nonsense set of people. The United States warned the sub-regional body not to put its foot off the pedal. They insisted that more pressure should be applied to ensure the release of President Muhammadu Bazoum, as if you people have interest at heart for him. According to a statement by Matthew Miller, the spokesman of the U.S. Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, the United States commended Tinubu for the stringent measures applied so as to restore democracy in the embattled country. The statement says, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken spoke today with the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, forcing him to attack that country. Now, right? The Secretary commended President Tinubu leadership and of the ECOWAS second extraordinary summit on the situation in the Republic of Niger. He noted that the importance of maintaining pressure on the National Council for the safeguard of the homeland to restore constitutional order and to see President Muhammadu Bazoum and his family released. Bazoum has been held in his presidential palace residence in Niamey since he was ousted by the military on July 21. The military suspended the constitution and appointed a 21-member transitional government to hold and to keep the country moving. So you think it is acceptable to call Buhari government a failure? Aisha Yusuf, last Nuhu Ribadu. Nigerian activist Aisha Yusuf has berated the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, for blaming the previous government for the situation in the country. Nigerians understand that some week back, Ribadu, while addressing a meeting of the Presidential Steering Committee on Palliatives at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, had told the organized labor that they inherited a very bad situation and urged them to give the present administration a chance to fix the situation. He said, "We inherited a very bad situation and pleaded with organized labor to give the administration little chance to fix the battered economy." The meeting was an opportunity for us to appeal to the labor leaders, by extension Nigerians, that we are facing difficulties and challenges that are not our making. We inherited a very bad situation. Most of the problems people are talking about are not a creation of this government. This government is barely 2 months old, and since we have been facing these difficulties and challenges, we have a listening and engaging president, a president who will want to have a conversation and react. Let me ask Ribadu, are you trying to tell us that we made a very bad economy? In other words, the government of the past government does not leave anything. Still yet, you will be special national security advisor cannot advise the so-called president that past government, the president, and everything that represents all those people need to be probed. Rather, you advise him to still include the same people who made that bad economy in the committee and the ministerial list being given to the Senate to approve. Can't you see that you people are just using the gullibles, the country to play kalo, just to play gamble, anyhow one alike? Rubbish. Reacting to the Ribadu's claim via a video on her Twitter page, Yusuf recounted how critics often came to her and head. Okay, I want to come for her head when she criticized Muhammadu Buhari administration in the past, adding that now it seems acceptable for the National Security Advisor to do the same thing without coming under condemnation. She insisted that what the country is currently facing is worse than Buhari's administration. Okay, voila, no, they finish according to my people. Let us continue. There's no time to waste. Labour Party chairmanship, we are aware of P2B Abure's capacity to tamper with court ruling, according to Lamidi Apapa's faction. Lamidi Apapa faction of the Labour Party has reacted to the ruling of a court of appeal affirming Julius Abure as the national chairman of the party. Niger News had earlier reported that the Court of Appeal sitting in Benin City, Edo State capital, ruled out a case filed by the Lucky Shaibu against Abure and 5 others. However, Apapa faction in its reactions said it was aware of the capacity of the party's presidential candidate, Peter Obi, and Abure to tamper with the court ruling. The statement signed by the spokesperson of the Labour Party faction, Abayomi Arabambi, insisted that the Abuja High Court rescind order that recognized Apapa as acting national chairman remains in force. Arabambi said, our party attention was drawn to misleading information that has been peddled around by some criminal elements loyal to the police indicted former national chairman of Labour Party, Mr. Julius Abure. Labour Party wishes to state categorically that our complainant in the appeal filed before the Court of Appeal bordered on his suspension as a member in Article 19, subsection 2A of our party constitution, which the 3 justices of the Court of Appeal did not take cognizance of and refused to make findings on. We are aware of the capacity of Peter Obi and Abure Julius to tamper with court proceedings and documents as evidence in the forgery perpetrated in Abuja Federal High Court, where the signature and the seal of the judges were forged by Abure Julius, and which he boasted yesterday in Lagos with P2B that nobody in Nigeria can probe or arraign him in court, and 3 others indicted by the police. The said missing document is in the transmitted copy which our lawyer and duly paid for. But unfortunately, this singular criminal act that aided Julius Abure today at the Court of Appeal was the reason the 3 justices based their judgment on the suspension of Julius Abure. The last but not the least, Rufai Hosseini loses home training with a female colleague at Lagos studio. Broadcast journalist and Arise news anchor Rufai Hosseini on Monday took to his social media to share a video of himself dancing heartily and freely with his colleague Oji Ogbe. Niger News report that Hosseini posted the video on Instagram without a caption. In the shared video, Hosseini, who donned a suit, danced happily with his colleague in what appears to be the Arise News Lagos studio. Ms. Ogbe, a former model, seen dressed in a casual outfit, was also seen dancing excitedly with Hosseini and another woman. Watch the video and the broadcast dancing below and let me know what you think at the comment section. You get the point now? You get the point? Okay, my wonderful people, viewers and subscribers. If you are saying here, we will take back our kaya and I go with the go show. If you never subscribe to my channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Do that anytime soon. Like my content, do what? Comment, and also share it to my family, to your family and friends, and anyone who cares to know what is happening in Okute Daily Talk. And until I come your way again, I still remain your one and only, your broadcaster, and that your media man with a difference and with his work. Have a nice day and have a nice Tuesday. May the Almighty Tuko Kiabiama bless us all, the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Bye for now. MSE.